How many of you are still looking for their passion and purpose in life? Or how many of you know somebody that is seeking exactly that? Talk to your neighbor and say, he's talking about you now. How many of you would like to understand and get a couple of strategies how to find your mission and how to find your purpose? Thank you. So my name is Torsten Koerting, and I will give you 10 strategies how you can find your mission, how you can surround yourself with people that are inspiring, that are engaging, and that are supporting you to get to the next level. So thank you that you're all coming back into this room. I really enjoyed it the entire day to see that passionate audience, whether it has been this morning or in my workshop, or now when the day is coming to an end. So we are going to have some fun here. You will experience some things that you probably haven't experienced so far. There won't be any handouts, but lots of stuff that you can see on the screen. So make sure you got your pencils ready, your paper ready for all the structured people amongst you. Make sure you get the right notes, the stuff that resonates with you. Of course, we're all one team. It's one community that has been formed throughout the day. And of course, there is some input in there that will make sure to get you up to the next level, to the next stage of your career. So I have been in project management almost 30 years. I lived in the US for 3 years, did some projects in New York. I lived in Australia for 3 years, worked there for Virgin Australia, a company that is part of the Richard Branson Imperium or group, how you would call it. And I worked abroad in Europe, in Germany, and basically in Frankfurt. That's where I'm coming from right now. I wrote a couple of books in my career and did a lot of lectures at universities, and over the last 10 to 15 years, I've been specialized myself on projects that are in crisis. And the reason why I'm doing this today is that over those last 10 to 15 years, I realized that turning a project around in 95% of the time is being done, and that's a German saying, on the back of the people. So the people are suffering in those projects. They've been hammered. They have to work day in and day out to get those projects back on track. And I've seen people collapse in those kind of projects. And I try to influence sponsors. I try to influence other stakeholder groups to adjust the mindset to something that is more people-focused and that looks after the people. And sometimes I was successful, and sometimes I wasn't. And at that point in time, I made the decision that I am going to speak about the source, the fundament, the baseline, and give triggers, give strategies and tactics that you as project team members, but also as project leaders, are able to focus on the people. Because without the people, the project will not succeed. So we are living in a VUCA world. Who has heard about that terminology recently? No? VUCA means the world becomes volatile, so it becomes dynamic. Change is the new constant. There have been a couple of projects in the recent past where they told thousands of employees that they have to live with constant change. And we all know how hard it is to apply change to ourselves as well as to our environment. The world becomes more uncertain, and especially in this part of the world where we're at the moment, at this point in time here in Kharkiv, I think everybody could think and speak about what I'm saying with this word uncertainty. In Germany, it's been perceived with all this political environment, Donald Trump coming into Hamburg very soon. So there is a lot of uncertainty because we don't know what's happening next. The world is becoming more complex. When I'm looking at projects like 25 years ago, I had 100 people sitting on one floor working on a specific project outcome. In nowadays, I'm sitting there alone. There are people in Kharkiv that are doing some development and projects. There are people in the US that have other roles. There are people somewhere else in the world providing value to that project. So this globalization, added heaps of complexity into those projects, and for us as project managers, business analysts, or whatever kind of role you're having in your project. And there is the ambiguity, so it's the interpretation of different situations. They change, and you can give different meanings to different situations. So all this is putting a lot of stress on us as human beings because we are not made for that. And that's why we speak in Germany, we've got this symptom called burnout. Yeah, that's in former times you called it stressed and you couldn't get on top of your to-dos. Now you get depressed and you are overwhelmed by what's happening and what's hammering on you. So I developed a model, and some of you might know that from last year, where I spoke about how to become a giraffe amongst the zebras. Who was part of that presentation? Yes, a couple of you, and they became zebras, I know. So we're going to look into 3 areas of that model. But before that, tactic and strategy number 1 out of 10. You need to be responsible for yourself. There's nobody else looking after you. It's you. You have to look after yourself. And why you're here is a reason, at least for some of you who have not been sent and told you need to get to that conference because I want you to be smarter. Some of you, they made a choice and they decided on their own destiny. And you made a choice to be here. My son, he's 7 years old, like this. Like this. In August last year, it was his first school day. And who has got kids? Some of you, fantastic. School kids? Yes. So when you bring them to school and this community is being formed amongst parents, there are some parents you connect via WhatsApp, right? And you know exactly that it just takes a couple of days until you receive like a funny picture or a funny video from these parents, because that's what they do on Facebook for whatever reason. So this happened to me, and I'm not addicted to that, so I have no idea what's happening there. So WhatsApp, Monday morning, I received the following clip. And it says, this guy is crying because he just realized that it's fucking Monday. I said, oh my God. Yeah, great environment, those parents. Did I send my little one to the right school? I don't know. What is he up to? And as I said, I'm not into this emoji stuff. I'm not into this funky animated GIF stuff, but it took me 5 minutes to find another animated GIF, and I send it to him and I say, what are you talking about? A Monday for me looks like this. That's a Monday. And not because I hate my weekends with my kids and my family. Not at all. I love it. That's my Monday. Maybe we should have a chat. So look after yourself, because all your thoughts and your words and your terminology you're using and the physiology you're using, as well as the focus, is defining your state. So whether you're depressed or whether you're happy chap, it's all defined by 3 dimensions. Dimension number 1, as I said, is the terminology. When you say, I hate Mondays, of course you hate Mondays. So if you use the terminology, oh fuck, it's Monday again, I have to go to work, this fucking project and my client, I would wish they wouldn't exist, blah, blah, blah. And if you apply a certain body language, so your physiology, sometimes they ask, why I write up flip charts, and I say it's just for me, not for you. The flip charts are just for me, yeah, so you don't worry about the reading. So the physiology, you wouldn't say, fuck, it's Monday, and you smile. You say, fuck, it's Monday, I need to go to work. You see the energy, right? Whoa, that's the physiology. And if you focus on all the shit around you, the traffic jam, the late colleagues, the project that is, of course, in shit, the risk register that long, the issue register that long, and your actions and duties that long, because you hate work, yeah? Of course your focus is on the shit. And what happens? Your state, oh, I missed a T, doesn't matter. Your state is being influenced by those 3. So if you speak bad about your life, if you show that your life is bad, and if you focus all on the bad stuff in your life, of course your state is shit. So whoa, sorry. Hey, don't collapse, it's fine, you're good. You can change that by changing your terminology. You can change that by changing your physiology. And you can change that by focus on the right stuff. I told the story that I missed my suitcase on the way to Kharkiv. So what? Things are happening for me. It's a great opportunity to go shopping. Unfortunately, I could focus on that. Unfortunately, the people that are living in Kharkiv, a little bit smaller than I am. So this is the longest trouser I could find. And I had to take a short sleeve shirt because the long ones wouldn't have been short as well. But things are happening for me. I had a fantastic time, and Valerina and Svetlana and Anastasia, they all looked after me to get my luggage back. So this day it arrived, okay, there's 1 roll missing, but doesn't matter. I don't care. I made a decision, I'm going to be happy. Yeah? So, your state is driven by your thoughts. And we are going to check your thoughts very soon, because your thoughts are driving your words. So what you say is driven by your thoughts. What you say drives your actions. Your actions will become habits, and your habits will become a character. 10 minutes left? You are kidding me. There's no question and answer session, and I'm going to do it a little bit longer. Okay, you fine with that? Thank you. Thank you. So pick up your mobile phones. You all have mobile phones, right? Take them out. Take them out, come on. Now go to your most famous messaging app. Click on emojis. And then swipe to the left, because on the left-hand side you can see the most used emojis in your conversations. Does it look like this? Lots of hearts, laughing. Yeah, you might need to kill somebody. I don't know what's happening with this guy. You love drinking, you feel like a princess, love eating, you love to have money. Life's great. And if it rains, there's an umbrella. Or do your emotions or emojis look like this? Life is shit. I hate it. Facebook messages popping in while I'm doing a presentation. Thank you, guys. Thank you. This guy got introduced to the woman behind Pavel. They got a kid. Whoa, the world went dark. He ran away. Life's shit. Maybe that's the story this guy has to tell. So I did this on my phone just recently. And I was surprised. I was glad, because otherwise I wouldn't have put this in the presentation. Ukraine, of course I'm here. I'm dancing with my wife. I'm happy. I'm having drinks with my wife. Feels like a honeymoon trip. Yeah, a lot of bush. Yeah, hearts everywhere. Yeah, sometimes I have to hammer stuff into people's mind. Yeah, and a friend of mine was in Ireland. Yeah, and then sometimes there I feel sorry about some people. That's why I put this in there. And then I ask my little daughter. She's 30, little. She's outgrown my wife. My wife is 180 centimeters. My daughter, 181, I would assume. Yeah, outgrown, 13 years old. She's got to be a giant. Yeah, like, yeah, supermodel, maybe. Hopefully, I don't know. Whatever she wants to do. And they are still, 13 years, they're still a little bit naive. So I texted her on the airport. I said, could you go to your most famous messaging app, go to the left and make a screenshot of the most used emojis? It took less than a minute, and I got this picture. No question, hey Dad, why you need this? Huh? Yes, sometimes life is shit. Yes, I agree. It's not honeymoon all the time. But look at this. I'm a fulfilled father seeing this. Yeah, she's at school, she needs to do a lot of homework, then she needs to go to sleep. Maybe these are the grades she got, I don't know. Yeah, so let me just kill this one here. Where is it? Doesn't matter, does it? So I'm so happy that I'm seeing this picture. So you can validate for yourself what are your thoughts and how you use your emojis to express your state, or maybe to support others around you. And make your decision wisely if and how you're going to change it, because life will change. Strategy number 3 is to look at yourself and to have somebody else look at yourself. So there's a model, and the only thing that you have to ask yourself are 7 questions. Write them down. It's important. Question number 1 is, what are my talents? And we're going to see a small movie soon, what a talent is. And some of you might still need to endeavor their talents. What about your successes you had in the recent past? Where you got a great achievement, where somebody said, wow, you've done this really awesome. Or where you yourself felt this was a real success. What is your passion? We spoke on the panel a lot about passion, that you need to have passion first and the substance comes later, because without the passion you can't push through. And then ask yourself, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are my opportunities? And what are my threats? Forget about the 5 minutes, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Great effort. And then look at your environment. Ask colleagues, family members, friends, partners you're working with, peers, and ask them the same questions. Ask them, where do you see my talents? Where do you see that I had a success in the past? Where do you see my passion? Sometimes you don't see the forest because of all the trees. So ask somebody else to do that for you. Ask them, where do you see and what do you see as my strengths, my weaknesses, my opportunities, my threats? And in some areas, there might be that you have some learnings where other people, your public image is mapped to your self-image. But there might be areas where it's the opposite. And that's something where you could say to yourself, something to think about. So identify the learnings out of the matches and the mismatches. And maybe you learn something new about yourself. And there might be some conclusions and measures that fall out of that. If you think that you're an empathic person, that you're able to connect, you're able to bond with somebody else, and then 5 out of 7 give you the feedback, yeah, he's there, but mentally he's not in the room. Physically, yes, but mentally not. He's always starting, or she's always starting to talk about herself. She doesn't listen. She doesn't ask questions. Is that empathy? Something to think about. And then you're able to apply actions to yourself to adjust and realign yourself. So some of you might have asked, what is a talent? This is a fucking talent. It's not our son, don't worry. But it's some son. Shall I go down? No. Not yet. I go up again. That's fun. Okay, I go down.
Bye, man.
Bye-bye, Dad. So, if you would like to connect the dots out of these questions, you have to find your purpose. And the purpose is the combination of 4 areas, the purpose in professional life. First of all, it's about your passion. We talked about this. Passion has to come first. And I'm a strong believer of that. Second is that there is substance. So everything that adds to your substance, to your experiences, to your knowledge. And if you're in the middle of this area here, that's extremely good. This is where you need to be, between your passion and your substance. And even if the substance is like this, the substance is able to develop. And we talked about this already today. Because why I say that if you're here, you went a long way already. Because the other 2 circles, like the market for the value that you're adding, for project managers, business analysts, programmers, whatever we have in the room here, this market is there. No doubt about it, whether it's in the Ukraine or in the rest of the world. Marianne, she just talked about this, or we talked about this. She was the former COO of DevPro, who's organizing this whole conference, and the predecessor of the current COOs. And she managed to land a job at Google in Munich. Who would like that? Turn to your neighbor and say, I would like to do that. So the market is there for your profession, and you've got heaps of development opportunities. And then It's the question that the market is willing to pay for your value. And as I said, if you're in the middle here, there's no doubt that at some stage you will be exactly there. So find your passion, develop your substance in the market that is willing to pay for your value, and you're in the center of what you need to do. And if all this applies to your mission, your reason of being, and this changes over your time, I can tell you about this. The reason for being, and with this in the middle, you will live a fulfilled life. So let's hear some real favorable person talking about the passion.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, and you don't really love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up, being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society, and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit because they're sane, right? Who would want to put up with this stuff if you don't love it? So it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of worrying constantly. And if you don't love it, you're going to fail. So you got to love it. You got to have passion. And I think that's the high order bit. The second thing is,
so you have to have a lot of passion to succeed. You have to have a lot of passion to push through. Who's a strong believer of that? Very good, thank you. Strategy number 5 is the proximity. Your environment, the people you are related most with, and you are engaged most with, especially the ones that you can't avoid at work and your closest family members. And in Germany we have this saying, wie der Herr, so's Geschirr, which means at some stage you look like your dog. This is what happens when you live too long with your dog. And this is actually like a dog food advertisement. And there's another one. Yeah. And in German television, the ads become more storytelling. And I would like to show you a film that really tells us the source and the reason and the soul behind choosing your environment, choosing the people that you engage with, that you surround yourself with wisely.
Why does life sometimes feel so wrong? Like running in circles and you don't belong. I always knew that this day would come. It's time to break free, meet me on the run. What am I leaving? Running from? And I look up to the open sky, hopes in my heart, dreams in my eyes. Will I ever make it right this time? And all I can do, and all I can do is try.
When you grow up, you have a clean soul. You've been born, and there's just purity in yourself. And what happens if you surround yourself with the wrong people, with the wrong attitude, with the wrong emojis, and they're influencing you? They pour dirty stuff in yourself, and they pour it in, and they don't stop. So what happens with you? You become the average of the 5 people you're closest to. But I can tell you, there is hope. Even as in project management, hope is not a method. Here, we've got hope. If you change your environment and you make a solid choice that you're surrounding yourself with people that engage you, that would like to help you to get to the next level, that are inspiring you, that energize you, what happens with that shit that it's in you? It's been cleaned. And it's been cleaned. And it's been cleaned. Until it becomes almost as clean as you've been in earlier days. So make sure that your environment is an environment that inspires you and is able to change the way you live and helps you to get to the next level. So, for the structured people amongst yourself to identify the wrong people in your environment, here's the tool. Okay? It's a table. You put the names of the people on the left, and you put the areas in life that are important to you on the top. Whether it's your professional life, whether it's health and fitness, whether it's your well-being, including financials, whether it's spirituality, whether it's friendship. So the areas of your life that are important to you. And then what you do is you add your name and rate yourself how good you're doing in each of these areas between 1 and 10. You need to do this before you rate the others. And then you put the names of the people that are closest to you and rate those in those areas, how well they are doing. And then you calculate the average on each angle. And now it's easy to spot the 2 in this example that you probably should disengage from a little. So in my example, it's Klaus and Hans in this example. So with this tool, you're able to identify the ones who are pouring bad stuff in you or not as good stuff in you, and the ones that do good for you. And you could replace easily those ones that are not as good for you with the ones that do good for you. And please believe me, if you have a fear or, I have to move away from him, what does he think about me? Don't worry, they won't even realize that you don't engage with them anymore. It's fantastic because they surround themselves easily with other poor people. Yeah. Next is your visions, your goals, your objectives, the targets you would like to achieve. And I said, on the panel, I said, you need to identify goals that are bigger than yourself, so that you have the opportunity to step outside your comfort zone and become the person that is able to achieve those goals. So they have to be bold. If you're not a runner and I say, Ma, in a half a year time, I'm going to run 5Ks, I would take you out right now and run 5Ks with you, and I will show you that you're capable of running 5Ks today. Is that a bold goal? No. So identify goals and visions that are bigger than yourself and that you wouldn't be able to reach today, where you need to grow into somebody that is able to achieve that goal. To help you a little bit, the 4 areas of goals. Things that you would like to have, things that you would like to do, things or a person you would like to be, and areas and things and goals where you wanted to give. Are you ready for an experiment? Okay. I need 10 more minutes, maybe. Yes? You're fine with that? 10 more minutes? Thank you. Thank you. So what I would like you to do is sit up straight in your chair. The rest, this thing behind you, it doesn't need you. And you sit up straight. I know for you it's a little bit difficult with your leg. Would like you to close your eyes. Validate your position. Put yourself in an upright position and breathe in. Breathe out. Do that slowly. And feel how the air is going through your lungs. Concentrate on your breath. How it's flowing in, how it's flowing out. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy this moment of peace, quietness, while you're in your inner self. And now, envision an outcome, an objective, a target you would like to achieve. Future goal in your life that you would like to achieve. Maybe something in your personal life, or in your business life, maybe something in your current profession, or in a future profession you envision. It might be a goal where you will have helped others to achieve something. Something where you served somebody for the greater good, or where you have given something to somebody, or where you have achieved something outstanding you're hungry for. If you can't find something in the far future, look for something you would like to achieve this year, or the next month, or something you'd like to achieve in the next week. Now visualize that scene. What do you see? Are you in the picture? Are you looking at yourself achieving that goal? Who is with you in that moment? Are there people in that picture that are with you? Now add some color to that scene. Make it a little bigger. Zoom in, get closer. And if you want to play with it, zoom out. And zoom back in. Now focus on what you hear. Is the wind blowing? Are there some background noises? Maybe there are people talking. Or maybe there are some other strange sounds that complement the picture. What do you smell? Is there any specific smell in the air? Maybe burnt fire, or nice flowers, or the smell of trees? Breathe in and feel the smell that is passing your nose and going into your lungs. Is there anything that you could taste? Any taste that is special that you can feel with your senses? Now step a little bit outside the picture and look at what you've accomplished. Enjoy. See it. Feel it. Feel the sense of celebration of your goal accomplished. Breathe and enjoy. Feel this outstanding sense of celebration, how you've achieved your goal. It's time to come back to this place. Breathe. Enjoy this moment. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. So how was that? So who found some goals, accomplishments that you probably haven't thought about before, or that became more colorful, more bright and more intense? These are the goals that you could put on your vision board. This is not mine, it's just some that I found on the internet. Whether it's your car or whether you've accomplished like a weight reduction, whether you landed your new job or you spoke in front of 400 engaging and fantastic, energetic people, whatever your goal is, if you put it on your vision board and you place it in your apartment, wherever you live, and you look at it each day, your unconscious mind will do the work to achieve that goal and those goals on your vision board. For the ones who need a little bit more structure, you can apply a chalkboard, where OKR, the key results, there's no key result without a number. You remember from this morning? Key results have numbers. So on a chalkboard, key results have numbers. Whether it's euros, whether it's number of likes in a month, whether it's dollars in your account, I don't care. Whatever is important to you, put it on the chalkboard. And once you've done your chalkboard, and you travel through your life and you travel through your year, you can do something like a wall of fame, like your massive accomplishment board, and put all the stories on there that you have achieved and accomplished in your year. This is my year so far. You see my wife? This is the picture we've taken 2 days ago when we've been at Frankfurt Airport waving goodbye to Germany, and we're looking forward to be here and part of your conference. So this is the wall of fame. And when you look at it and you say, wow, I never thought that I could accomplish this, but you actually did. 212, seventh strategy or tactic. Who knows what 212 is? It's the measure in Fahrenheit, and it means, heat. And 212 degrees Fahrenheit is the degrees you need to turn water into steam. And it's just 1 degree. With 211, it stays water. 212 degrees Fahrenheit, or 100 degrees Celsius, I guess, it becomes steam. What do you do with steam? You can move big trains, for example. 100 years ago, they moved big trains because of steam. So 1 degree adds the power from being water to move ton-heavy train. Heavy train. So if you apply that degree to your life extra, what are you able to accomplish? Maybe you turn from water into steam. Hopefully not, and you're vibrating in the... What it means, small video. Okay.
It's the last goodbye, I swear. I have no regrets, for the past is behind me. Tomorrow reminds me just where. Can't quite see the end. How can I rely on my heart? I'm breaking my own 2 hands. I heard all you said. Don't say anything. It's the last goodbye, I swear.
So it's what you do in the dark. It's what you do when others sleep. And what do you need for this? Passion. Otherwise, you're not able to push through. So whether you apply this as a friend, and every week you meet another friend or be part of him, as a parent where you add this extra degree to become a perfect father or mother, or even stronger father or mother, whether you apply it as a partner and add love and passion to your relationship, or in your sports. When you come back to your home after a 10K run, add another 2. Why not? Or at work, where you're pushing through. So think about that extra degree, where you could add that extra degree in those 5 areas. Reflect yourself. Plan your day. What do you would like to achieve in the morning? What are your most important results for the day? Whom do you want to go out with for lunch? Make sure that you swap lunch partners and not always go with the same crowd. As I said, you become the average of the people you surround yourself with. And then in the evening, reflect your day. What has happened? What did you learn? How do you feel? And what are you going to do different the next day? And you will see that you are constantly improving. Like this conference has improved over those 4 years. Without that reflection, it wouldn't be as it is today. So you need to step out of your head and go into your body and actually act responsively. Go away from, yeah, I should do this. Next time, maybe next week, I would do this. I could, or if something happens, yeah, then scrap all this and make sure you apply the measures to your life that take you up to the next level and reach the goals that you have envisioned. So now please stand all up. And I know it has been a long day. So close your eyes and feel like it's a long day. Say to yourself, yeah, fuck, it was a long day. I'm tired. I can't go anymore. And this guy speaks forever on the stage. Have your shoulders down. What happens to your head if you think something like that? Now you're really depressed because it was such a day. Oh. So now all males, open up your eyes and look around you and look at all the females. How do they look like? Totally depressed. Yeah, they hated that day. Now males, close your eyes. And now females, you can look at the males. Do they look any different? You don't know because you didn't open your eyes before that, but I can tell you they all look alike. So with that kind of attitude, with that kind of terminology, physiology and focus, how could you live a happy life? So now open your eyes, stand up straight, raise your arms, and let's all say, this was a fucking great conference. This was a fucking great conference. Woo! So thank you very much. I'm so fulfilled and I'm so honored to be here the third time, and I'm sure it won't be the last time. Thanks for your energy, thanks for your inspiration, and I wish you all good luck with the lottery. Thank you.